So we cruising around Miami a little bit right there?
Yeah, I got some warm weather. That was pretty fun.
Yeah?
Brought the weather back to State College.
Yeah, you might have forgotten that.
So we're a couple months into the season now. We've got a couple months left. Where do you feel you are at in your progression?
I guess you can't really, I don't know where it ends up, right? So I don't know where exactly in the grand scheme of things it's at, but I'm really happy about today. Excited to get to work. Only 3 more rec hall matches. I'm gonna wrestle my first duel in rec hall this week, which is kind of crazy to think about because we only had 1 and I didn't wrestle in that one. So 3 more rec hall duels. That's, I guess there's a lot of emotion there, but I'm really excited.
Beau, do you remember your vision for when you committed to, I know this was a while ago, but when you committed to Penn State, what was your vision, and has this path somewhat aligned to it, because twists and turns, and it's maybe not 4 or 5 national championships, but how is it aligned with when you originally saw it a few years ago?
I think, at the time, I think as a high school recruit, I said 4-time undefeated NCAA champion. That's like the goal you kind of hear every single person say. And I've really fallen in love with the process. Feel more motivated than ever. And I think there's just like a lot of obstacles along the way and a lot of blessings, which I think I didn't foresee, but that's how life has been through all areas. Learning things, very confident in my ability to learn and continue to grow and persevere. And I'm really excited just to show myself what I can do.
It's not easy building depth, 9.9 scholarships. Then you looked at, over the weekend, the scuffle, and these guys finish second, and they don't wrestle, they just practice and try to make you guys better. But what do you see from them, when things like that happen?
So I've heard the coaches talk about before that when you get to around 20 college matches, you start to really get comfortable and you start to improve really quickly. These guys are typically what you want your first year of college. You want to be able to get to these tournaments and get to these opens, get to these matches. It's starting to get back to how it was normally. I came in during COVID, so it was either you wrestle or you sit, wrestle. Nick Lee gets an extra year, I wrestled 49. Like it was all, so the timeline kind of fused some things, but these guys getting back to their normal training, getting those matches, competing, it seems like they're ready to compete. It's pretty cool.
What have you seen from Nick Lee as a coach this year, now that he's kind of settled into that role a little more?
He's awesome. He's doing so many workouts a day. They're at the guys that were at the Southern Scuffle, their flight actually got canceled. So I don't know where they flew from, but they flew into Chicago. And their flight from Chicago to State College got canceled. So Coach Nick got a van or whatever it is, and they're driving. It's like a 9-hour haul, but Coach Nick, he's ready. So he's very selfless, and he's really committed to doing whatever it takes for the betterment of the whole group.
Has he been that one kind of, whether maybe that's just a mentor, someone that you can confide in, inspiration through over your time, that and he's one of the biggest reasons that part of my success is there another coach, just who's kind of been the biggest people that have been an integral part to your development, your progress over at Penn State?
I think each of the coaches brings something a little bit different. Coach Nick, it's really cool because he's felt me in a competitive setting, and so he has a good feel for, not just from like a third person watching it, that you get a different perspective there too, and that's really good, but he feels when I'm pulling, when I'm snapping, he feels if I'm just hanging out in a tie, if I'm pushing, why certain things work, he knows. So that's a really good aspect. Also gotten a lot closer with Coach Cunningham. I wish I would have done that earlier, but he is really, really good, and something I really like is he hasn't sugar-coated things. I think a lot of guys are really nice, really, really nice, and try not to focus on any things that might be weighing you down, any positions. Like one thing that really sticks out is a couple months ago, he was saying, rear standing position costs you a national championship. No other coach would say that. They're like, let's work on that. But that, personally, what works best for me is just straight honesty. Get right to the point. What needs to be worked on? And he's been a great aid in that front. Like, I'm not just saying he's blunt, but he really communicates with me effectively what specifically needs to be improved on, and it's being improved on thanks to him.